And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. Start, 2, 1, boost ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery.
Welcome to the Launch Pad. I'm your host, Harry Washington, and those joining us for the first time, this show is sponsored by Pursuing a Dream Corporation. Pursuing a Dream Corporation is a nonprofit organization that encourages students in grades K through 12 to pursue degrees and careers in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math. And today I'm very excited because we're actually doing our 2014 year in review. That doesn't mean adjust your channel. Yes, I said 2014, but these are the shows that you, the viewer, selected as the top shows or most interesting shows in 2014. Our first segment occurred in January the 24th, and it focused on mentoring. Check it out.
One of the greatest honors is a gentleman named Christian Webster who went to Harvard.
Okay.
Started all 4 years, is now the assistant coach at Harvard.
Excellent.
And I've had a number of guys go to the pros. So it's a great challenge for a lot of the kids. I think the kids are saying that our program has truly helped them.
Okay.
And in many cases, some of the youth who are in a single-family environment or have no parents at all, come to us and they seek us out for the mentorship part.
Gotcha.
And so we're there as a supplement to their success in life.
Excellent. Now, let me ask you this. Now, what are some of the harder issues that you have to deal with youth today?
Difficult issues are discipline, are time management, things of that nature. We find that many of the students of today's generation, you know, I go back a long ways, but the students today, they're distracted. They have so many options, and so it's hard for them to focus on, you know, zooming in on what they're really good at or setting specific goals for themselves. So we're there to help them with that part too.
Now, is your specific goal for college, or is it more just those same things, the champ? Is that?
Well, the champ is universal.
Okay.
A young student who just achieves to be a good, solid citizen can use champ in their life.
Okay.
A person who wants to be a lawyer, a professor, or a scientist can use champ for life.
Okay.
Or a person who wants to be an athlete can use champ for life.
Okay.
The other part of Will to Win is the STEM program that we're initiating through our organization. And we found that STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, is essential to the success of the students. You know, years ago, vocations were part of our life. A person could do a vocation and they can make a nice living. Well, STEM is a very important part of the world today, and every student should have a taste of what STEM is all about, and we're there to introduce STEM to them. I'm most familiar with sports. I played sports in both high school and in college. I have a strong athletic foundation, my family, and a little plug for my cousin Russell Wilson, who plays for the Seattle Seahawks. So it's been a foundation because we find that a lot of the athletes are natural leaders. And we felt that it's a good hook to bring the kids into our program and to identify their talents and kind of work with them on their weaknesses and their strengths.
And sports even emphasizes leadership, character development, as well as there's part of mentoring. A coach becomes a mentor. Who actually mentored you?
Well, I was mentored by many people. My father was my biggest mentor.
Okay.
He taught me hard work ethic. We have a formula for success in Will to Win. It's called CHAMP. The C stands for character, or how you define yourself. The H, of course, is hard work. The A is the attitude, approach life in a very positive way. The M is maturity, do not make the same mistakes over and over again. And P is pride, take pride in everything you do.
Now, give our audience a little bit background a little bit background about 100 Black Men.
100 Black Men has 120 chapters around the country. We're the newest chapter. We're a mentoring organization where we mentor youth. We focus, Harry, on ages 8 to 12 in the Prince George's County area because we feel there's a big need here. But there's 120 chapters around the country, and we are an international organization too.
Right. Now, what influenced your organization to establish a chapter here in Bowie?
There was a big need. Matter of fact, there were 2 other people that tried to form the chapter years ago, but there was a big problem with resources and manpower. But there's a lot of crime. High school dropout rate is soaring near 60%. There was a big need to have a men-only mentoring organization that's international in scope here. Big need.
Now, what are some of the issues that your organization faces in mentoring suburban youth?
I think the challenges, Harry, is resources. We have parents that are on lockdown.
Okay.
We have parents that are actually crack addicts.
Wow.
Right now in District Heights, we are mentoring children that they come to our sessions hungry.
Okay.
One kid, believe it or not, we went around the room and asked him, what did you get for Christmas? One kid got nothing for Christmas.
Okay.
We're dealing with those kind of issues, is resources and commitment of parents.
How do you solve those issues?
Well, you're supportive. We, we're a 501c. We get donations and grants, and we donate money and our time to assist these children and even these parents.
Now, give our audiences a little bit of background. What exactly do you do at the Girl Scouts?
So I'm the STEM specialist, and I do basically all of our science and technology program.
I hope you enjoyed that. That segment was very interesting because Pursuing a Dream often believes in mentoring students, period, to help them through any troubles that they're having, as well as whether it be academic or whether it be social problems. Our focus of our programs have always been mentoring. So we always dedicate at least 2 segments for mentoring. The next episode that you found interesting occurred on March the 28th, and that was Pursuing a Dream Corporation explored the field of psychology. Most of you students probably have a general idea about the field, but this segment offered more information for the student as well as the parent. So give us a little bit of background on you guys in terms of education and work. I'll start with you, Dr. Priester.
All right, I have a PhD in clinical psychology. That includes that was a 4-year degree, including my 1-year internship. After that, my first jobs were working at a hospital part-time, and I worked at a foster care agency part-time. Since then, I've worked in public and private settings, and I'm currently in private practice providing consulting work and also in outpatient counseling.
How long have you been in private practice?
About 10 years now.
Okay. Dr. Lynch?
I also have a PhD in clinical psychology. Mine's from Howard University, right down the road.
Okay.
And my area of specialization was children and adolescents. So most of my training has been with children and adolescents with various disorders, ranging from mood disorders to ADHD to schizophrenia. However, I've had lots of experience working with adults as well. So I have been trained, my internship year, which is the final year of training for clinical psychologists, was in New York.
Oh, wow.
The Boogie Down Bronx in particular. And I had lots of training there with both children and adolescents and adults. I definitely appreciate there's everything in life relates to psychology.
Okay.
A lot of people think that it's just about disorders and it's just about finding out what's wrong with people. But there's so much that we know from our research that helps us understand what's good about people, what makes people resilient, and helps people to develop healthy and to have better lives. So there's so much that's positive about it that I feel like enriches everyone's life.
So I know that's kind of broad and aspirational and goals, but it really connects to promoting African psychology as a field and Black psychology as a field of study, getting students interested in African or Black psychology, since it isn't always part of the curriculum at universities, whether at predominantly white universities or HBCUs, but also to really engage in social justice work, so to make changes in the Black community.
Okay. And what led to the formation of the association?
Okay, there are several things that led to the formation, but from the stories that I've heard, it started in 1968, and as we know, 1968 was a very big year for Black Power or the assassination of Dr. King. But specifically in 1968 at the American Psychological Association, that there was a group of Black psychologists that met probably in a hotel suite. And they were just very dissatisfied with APA. They were dissatisfied because they didn't feel like the American Psychological Association really met the needs of the Black community.
The next segment that you chose as the most interesting in 2014 was entitled Innovations in Education. We actually got an opportunity to interview an individual from Destination Imagination, Dr. Brian Gates of the U.S. Coast Guard, and Bomani the artist. This segment, we wanted to focus on the different aspects of education and even programs that try to become creative or utilize creative ways to help students in learning. Check it out.
A year and a half, what would have been their second grade year was their first year as homeschooling. I was their primary teacher, but their mom and I did, went back and forth a lot. And I mean, their mom and I also like saying that we we community schooled them. I know
Okay.
a lot of people in the community had parts in their education, so
Okay.
it worked out really well.
Now, why did you and your wife decide to homeschool?
Well, basically, there was a lot. I mean, ever since before we had children, we had talked about homeschooling.
Okay.
But because of certain things happening, we thought it was going to be impossible. But it was always, I mean, Malcolm X has a famous quote that I love: "Only a fool lets his enemy raise his children."
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure if everyone involved in the school system. I don't think everyone involved in the school system is my child's enemy, but I do think that a lot of them don't completely have our children's best interest in mind.
Right.
So it's not as much about the lack in the school system that I think I could probably do even better.
Okay.
And so I want to give my children the greatest example, advantages possible.
Destination Imagination is an organization that brings the creative problem-solving process to our youth in the form of challenges. Teams solve challenges.
Right. And now describe, what type of students do you serve?
We serve students, all students, K through 12.
Okay.
There's over 200,000 participants in 30 countries. Here in Prince George's County, we have a collaboration with Prince George's County School Systems, and we serve any student that wants to participate is able to participate. Last year we had over 60 teams from 27 schools participate in our regional tournament last March at Charles Flowers High School.
Excellent. Dr. Gates, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Washington. Glad to be here.
Now, tell our guests a little bit more about the United States Coast Guard Academy.
Well, the Coast Guard Academy is one of the 5 U.S. federal military academies. I think you have one nearby in the Naval Academy down in Annapolis.
Yes.
So we're a counterpart to the Naval Academy, but we develop the leaders and the future officers in the United States Coast Guard. We offer 4-year bachelor degrees in science in 8 different majors. We are located here in the beautiful city of New London, Connecticut, right off the banks of the Thames River. We're a highly selective institution founded in 1876. One of the and unlike the other service academies, you don't need a congressional nomination, so we're highly selective. Anyone can apply. There's no tuition, free education for the entire 4 years here, including room and board. You're going to get a tremendous opportunity to serve your country as a commissioned officer. You'll have a guaranteed job in your field of choice after you graduate for at least 5 years, which is the payback for us providing the free education for you. And many of our graduates go on to earn STEM degrees as well as attend graduate school. Many of them have the Coast Guard pay for that graduate school if they decide to remain in the service after their 5-year obligation. So we're a tremendous place focused on STEM. Of course, we like to. Academics is not the only emphasis of the United States Coast Guard Academy. We emphasize athletics. So almost all of our students are student athletes. We're a Division III school, and NCAA Division III school. We also focus on physical fitness and leadership.
I graduated from high school last year, 2013, from Eleanor Roosevelt High School. Local kid from PT County.
Right.
I decided to attend Potomac State College because I wanted to go to West Virginia University after to pursue my career in broadcast journalism.
Okay.
It is on the way. I will be entering my sophomore year this fall. I passed all my classes. I'm carrying a 3.0 right now as my cumulative. And I'm enjoying my summer being home right now.
Eleanor, or maybe middle school, or any other grades that have helped you to get to this point?
Yes, for sure. I probably wouldn't have made it through high school without my television productions teacher, Miss McGlue. Miss Kathleen McGlue. She was a huge driving force in my success. She always made sure I was taken care of, my work was done in all my classes, and she helped me get my internship. And in middle school, and to this day, he is the man who put me into television productions, Mr. Cyprian Boulding. He does a lot of work for the Nationals, American University, George Washington University. I feel like he gave me the tools to get me started, and I feel like he was the perfect person for my situation in 7th grade and 8th grade also.
Now, even part of your experiences, you've done an internship with USA
Yes,
Channel
sir.
9.
Yes, sir.
Now, what was that like?
Being at WUSA 9, I met good people. Kevin Jones and Allison Frick, they were by me every step of the way. And I couldn't thank them more. They taught me how to conduct interviews. They gave me a chance to write. I am not a big writer, but it is something I am getting better at, and I'd like to credit them for helping me and giving me the tools to move forward in that direction, because I've always been told if you're going to go into journalism, no matter what type of journalism it is, you have to learn how to write and know how to write. So I feel like being there put me in the right situation also. I feel like a lot of things in my life that have happened have been situational moments. They have been things that have been a process.
The fourth segment that you chose that was most interesting was Exploring the Stars. Pursuing a Dream Corporation takes an interest in many areas as it relates to STEM, and astronomy is definitely one of those areas. And we wanted to take the opportunity to offer students as well as parents more information about the field of astronomy. Check it out. Our first guest today is Planetarian Patty from the Howard B. Owens Science Center. Welcome to the show, Patty.
Oh, thanks. It's great to be here.
Now, how'd you get the name Planetary Patty?
That came about a year and a half ago when I had applied and accepted a position to be the planetarium operator, American planetarium operator in Italy, sponsored by the International Planetarium Society. So my goal was to be able to post through social media under Planetarium Patty so the students could follow me while I was on loan to Italy.
Now, how would you define astronomy?
I define astronomy kind of like the dictionary, the basic knowledge of things astronomical like the stars and the planets, but I want to add to that it's the love of things astronomical like the stars and the planets and the universe.
Now, currently you're at the Howard B. Owens Science Center.
Yes.
Now, where's that located?
That is located in Lanham, Maryland. We are clustered in, actually we're part of a complex now with Duval High School and Catherine T. Reed Elementary School.
Oh, excellent. And also, now what are the hours of operation?
We teachers are there between 8 and 3:30.
Okay.
And the students come and visit us anytime between like 9 and 3 o'clock.
So you said teachers, so most of the staff are teachers?
Yes, all of our staff are certified teachers in the state of Maryland.
Oh, wow, that's excellent. Now, what age group is appropriate to visit the Science Center?
We offer programs anywhere from pre-K all the way through high school, and then some evenings I even host some college classes.
Well, actually the Goddard Astronomy Club was started in 1962.
Okay.
I can't say how it started, but it started right after Goddard was on site in Greenbelt here.
Okay.
And we had, in 2011, we had a kind of an event to mark our 50 years as the Goddard Astronomy Club.
Okay.
And that was a nice little celebration, you know, pizza and soda and that kind of stuff. And all the members were there. It was nice.
Now, how many members do you have, part of your club?
Right now we have 36.
Wow. And are all of them astronomers or
astronomers? We're all amateur astronomers.
Okay.
But above that, there could be some professional astronomers like that work at NASA. Some of them come in. And they help us out, and they'll give speeches, and it's nice.
Now, how long have you been a member, and what influenced you?
I've been a member for 5 years, and what influenced me to become a member is that I started, for some reason, getting interested in telescopes.
Okay.
And I joined because I wanted to learn more about telescopes and see if anybody can help me to build one.
Now, why did telescopes fascinate you?
Well, I guess it's just part of my schooling.
Okay.
I got interested in optics.
Okay.
And when I was interested in optics, I wanted to make that knowledge of optics work for me.
Okay.
And I thought, well, maybe I can build a telescope cheaper than I can buy it.
Welcome back. The last segment that you chose as interesting for 2014 was entitled Women in STEM. Women in STEM is gaining a lot of momentum. A lot of programs are trying to encourage young girls to become more interested in areas related to science, technology, engineering, math. And we had the opportunity to interview 3 guests in a 2-part series. Check it out. Now, how's the weather in New York?
The weather in New York is pretty cold. It's cold, but thank goodness there is no snow.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, describe to our audience, what's your role at York College?
Well, as the Director of Research and Sponsored Programs at York, I'm responsible for submitting all grant proposals, contracts for research funding for faculty, for the institution. I also work with the faculty in preparing these grants and contracts to be submitted for external funding. And then I also make sure we comply to the rules and regulations for the federal government. I do workshops for faculty regarding research, development, and grant writing. And I also work closely with our provost on 2 programs that we have. A junior, the JSHS, which is Junior Science Humanities Symposium, that's funded by the Department of Defense. And also we do a showcase of high school students in the spring for research.
Now, how long have you been working with the university?
I've been working at York College for 9.5 years.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome. Now, do you have a background as it relates to STEM?
Yes, I actually have an undergraduate degree in environmental science.
Oh, excellent.
And then from there, I started working with the National Institute of Health.
Okay.
In Washington, in Maryland, Bethesda. But in high school, I think that's when we start being separated.
Okay.
And in sort of the STEM courses, I think the teachers lean towards asking the young men the questions.
Okay.
You know, so they become more competitive while the young ladies, you know, are sitting there, you know, like, well, nobody's calling on me. So the passion isn't instilled in them and pushed in them, I think, so much as it is young men.
Because there's been this huge push to get young ladies, or girls, females, to pursue STEM. Now, what kind of obstacles do you think girls face versus boys?
Well, I personally don't think there are any obstacles.
Okay.
I think you can do whatever it is you want to do.
Okay.
But it's getting, I guess, you know, sort of changing. And I think society has changed, because I see it's been a big shift from when I went to college now. So I think it's more about the confidence in the young ladies that we need to instill. Let them know that they can be anything that they want to be.
Okay. And we've had a number of programs. We have a number of guests that work with different programs that work with females, and they pretty much kind of say the same thing as you in terms of instilling confidence. Well, how do you instill confidence in a lot of these young ladies? And I mean, more importantly, how do you get them to see that STEM is important?
Well, how do we instill confidence? By being fair.
Okay.
So in class, call on the girls, the young ladies, as much as you do the guys.
Okay.
You know, when you talk about a job, it's not, you know, it's not generalized or to a particular gender. For instance, you know, I've read a study that young ladies that attend all-girls high school come out with a higher degree of confidence than those in sort of a mixed school. Why? Because there's no competition in the all-girls school except for amongst themselves. So they don't need to wear makeup because they're not trying to check out the cute young man. They don't need to think. So they're competing against each other. They're excelling. You know, they're supporting each other, and therefore, so they're more grounded. And when they come out, they'll tackle anything.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoy reviewing the segments that you chose as the most interesting in 2014. Our hope is to give you even better programming in 2015. Remember to follow us on Facebook or even our website. We'll see you next time.